Okay, here we are, Boca Raton, Florida. Got the times in 6 different time zones. Sure, that's exciting to know, huh? We're in good shape with the sound levels. We've got the lights everywhere. Let's turn the brightness down on that. I took a picture of our arrangement here. Let me... Oops. Swap the cameras. There we go. So I'm over here in this corner right here. So here's my little setup. And this I guess it's best if I go here. Oh. Right up there that's the main camera. So I'm looking right at it now. This is my Rodecaster Pro Roman numeral 2. My soundboard and these levers I can pull up and down. The red one's this main mic. The yellow one is this mic right here for background sounds. Hello, little background. So we can go like this and play off this one. I'd rather put that down and that up. So this is the main dog right here. Electro Voice. This is the one that Rush Limbaugh used. Not the exact one, but one like it. Electro Voice. They don't, I guess they don't advertise a lot. At least they don't advertise a lot on Fox News, which is my sole source. So then here, in the middle is, put the 8 on there. There you go. This is my main research tool when I'm online, this iPad. And behind it is the screen that shows what's being broadcasted. And over here is my source of pictures. And you can see how they rotate around. So that's our setup, which I'm talking about. It's hard for me to, yeah, it's too small to really point with. There we go. There we go. And our little message for the day, which Marilyn has brought to light. 2 things you're in total control of in your life. Your attitude and your efforts. Oh, if people would just, and your efforts. Oh, if people would just. I used to have, I had buttons made up when I was vice chairman on the board of a bank, a small bank. You know, assets under 100 million. Yes, today it's part of a billion-dollar bank, multi-billion-dollar bank. So, you know, mergers and acquisitions. So I made buttons for every employee and all the directors, the chairman, the vice chairman. I wish I was vice chairman, and chairman of the loan committee, and chairman of the asset liability. No, I think Phil was my banking partner, Phil Motter. Very well known in town. I was less known. I'm more of a bank mechanic, so to speak. Phil was Motter was like a promoter. He knew everybody. He had great people had great confidence and trust in him. He was president of a bank until he jumped out of that bank, and I jumped out of my bank. He drew me in with him. We formed a bank holding company, which he already had formed. Just had to add me as a, seniority and shares and all that stuff. Anyway, so that's the saying of the day. The two things you're in control of in your life are your attitude and, oh my God, and your efforts. And the button that I had was a big red button with white letters, and it said RMA, right mental attitude. And you wear it right on your chest somewhere, It was the size of a silver dollar, maybe even a little bigger. So it would make an impression. People would look at that and say, so what's with RMA? And then you tell them, right mental attitude. We have to have good attitudes. So let's switch this up. So here I am in my little my corner of life. It's I can expand my arms out this way. It's about 6 feet to the edge of this thing, 6 foot by 5 foot table. I've got 2.5 feet. Marilyn's got 2.5 feet from this on. This, from going, and behind all this stuff. I got like black napkins covering up all my wires because that's, it's a little chaos behind all these things. This is a nice little, arms reach array. If I sit back in my chair, which of course I never do, hardly. Anyway, 2 things you're in control of. Come on, folks. It's your attitude and the efforts you put into life. If you're lazy and you don't put in a lot of effort, guess what? You won't be called on to do exciting things, maybe. Who knows? But if you show a lot of effort and you got a good attitude, people are going to want you in places where you can influence more people to get better efforts and better attitude, maybe. Learn. Anyway, so what's this doing up here? Get out of here. So I have my down here. You can see there's a green bar, and it goes a little on the yellow side when I get too close to this thing, and I can whisper in this microphone pretty good. This is a very good. This microphone's also, you'd put down with the drums, or you have it, on a boom arrangement, and you aim it towards your guitar when you play guitar, instead of plugging in or needing elements with the guitar. If you're playing with nylon strings, and you can't use electromagnetic plug-in. I have a steel string guitar, and it's killing my fingers. I have to really build up the calluses on this hand, to to do the guitar thing. I love playing with it, but I haven't in a long time. So I took it out of the mothballs, so to speak. Took it out of a really nice case, and I gotta get my fingers going again. Yeah, so I was like a classical picker. Mexican music. I love to play with Mexican music. But the guitars are so beautifully tuned, and you can tune them. They stay, I have a Martin guitar. How about that? Assembled in Mexico instead of assembled in the United States. And it's 1/3 the price of a Martin guitar. 30%, like a 70% reduction in price. When you find it on sale. So I bought it from from a guitar company. I forget where it was located. It's 1,000 miles away. They pack it up real good. Comes in a big box, UPS. Loves it. There we go. So that's the message of the day. I showed you my setup. November 8th is Wednesday. Everyone knows that. When I look outside my balcony, let's switch it back. So I'm switching cameras. I have this iPad set up like it's a camera, but it's not a camera. It's just an iPad. And I have this red wire over here. You remember I'm in the corner of this thing. And the red wire goes, and it plugs right into this wire on the computer. And I have it set, it looks like a camera, but it's an iPad. And I can flip through, here's a little screenshot I took off the phone. And I go like that with the number 8. I can't expand that now. This I can. Okay, number 8, there it is. Temperature range. High of 82, which will occur at 1 p.m. 74 degrees occurred at 5 a.m. So as you can see the low and the high. And that little white thing, it will go, this right now it's a daily low. Well, this is captured at, this is a picture, a screenshot of my phone. See, right now it says it's 79 degrees, updated at 9:20 a.m., about an hour ago. So that's today. It's right now 82 degrees. It was 76. When I look outside my balcony, I see the Boca Raton Resort Hotel. This is a new condo coming up, and it just edges over so I can see the golf course. And this is like there's a pool deck up here and all that. And if they had moved the building over, I would have lost. I wouldn't have been able to see. I can see the ocean if I look over this way. And I can see the hotel. And of course, then you have those condos. They're $4-5 million a piece. I had takeout last night. Ordered takeout from Uber Eats. And I forget the name of this place. But I got mushroom pappardelle which is this stands for little ruler. Della means a little. Pappardelle is a ruler. Pappardelle is the small ruler pasta. It's like a super wide linguine, but a little thinner. You have to cook it and then mix it in the sauce and serve it right away, piping hot. And then you can twirl the ruler up in your spoon and eat it delicately, It tends to break, split apart if there's too much pulling and tugging and so forth. Marilyn had Encho chicken quesadilla, whatever that is. It's like a, soft shell taco with Encho chicken mix in the middle. She had one of those. She's got an extra one left over. And soft baked pretzels, which was just marvelous. Little pretzels, about 6 inches long and that much in diameter. So I slice them with a little razor blade. Yeah, let's get that down so you can see my hands. And we can turn it this way a little bit so you can see that Jimmy is talking to you. Yeah, about that. Just in the main camera. We've got banged it a little bit. I can get light. And look at that. There we go. So we have some light. It's a ring light around this camera. It's really quite a nice autofocus. So here I move closer and it stays in focus as I move my liver spots. I banged up my hand. I'm always banging up my hands. Oh God. When you get older, your skin gets thin. So if you slide it on something, the skin just rips. Anyway, so we'll take out. Gave him delivery fee. No delivery fee. Tip, I gave him $10 tip. On a $68, it's 30% tip. Or 28% tip. So I did a screenshot of this charge just to remind me of, and of course it doesn't have the name of the place. And of course I forget the name of it. It's a brand new place. Marilyn was there for some kind of a Rotary luncheon they had. Or no, it was an evening. So she was there for an hour or so. And anyway, so there are all kinds of bombs and missiles going on. They're trying to eliminate Hamas in the Gaza area, which is a little nodule in the middle of Israel. Yeah, they couldn't get those, with the World War II and the UN. They kind of created this carve out for the Jews and creating Israel. They created a country called Israel, and they shifted all the Arabs out except the Gaza area. And we look at this map. There's Israel. You got Syria as a border. You have There's Iraq. Oh, God. Lebanon's over here on the very top. There, there's a better map. There we go. So here's Israel. That white area is the Gaza area. Yeah, see that right there? Yeah. So they're starting at the north and they're coming down. They're working their way this way. So this is Israel. Because around here, yes, you got this notch. So these guys want Israel gone. They want to kill everybody. So they started launching missiles and all this stuff. Well, they marched into Israel and slaughtered like 1,500 people. I mean, they butchered them up and did all kinds of, nasty things to the 14-year-old girls they found. It's just total barbarianism. It's like they went back 1,000 years ago, and they're watching too many movies. It's disgusting. Anyway, so that's what's going on. There's a better view of this river. There's the Mediterranean Sea. There's the Gaza Sea. Anyway, they're trying to get rid of this whole Gaza thing. And there's all kinds of tunnels underneath, so the bad guys can hide underground, like under hospitals, so they don't get bombed. It's terrible. So here's the presidential field in Iowa, and this is a 4.9% plus or minus error, so. And it only interviewed 404 likely Iowan voters, conservative voters, because this is the presidential primary for Iowa, which happens soon. And there's Governor Youngkin he's dealing with the media. You can see you can see the microphone hidden behind this panel that Oxide is thrown up there. And you got a few people in the background. Most people are this way. And Youngkin is talking to them and the media, trying to get more House of Representatives and try to flip the Senate. Well, the Senate stayed unflipped, and they actually gained a few more seats, and it looks like they lost the House. So now he's got a legislature that's totally Democratic, House and Senate, of Virginia, and the governor, whatever he's got done, that's it. You're not going to get too much else done. The legislature creates the laws, and then the governor has to sign it. Well, so he ain't going to sign it. And so that's what happened. And all the polls were, they were close in the polls. But, if he had gotten what he wanted, that would have been a good conservative signal for what's going to happen, maybe, in a year from now. But he didn't get what he wanted. He got the exact opposite of what he wanted. So, and that's, the country, and even states, they like divided government. They don't want anybody to have too much power. They don't want too much power. So, Governor Youngkin just got hammered, politically. He wasn't running for anything. He is the governor and doesn't run. He's not up for election this November. That's a picture of the left side. We have this nice big room. Where did I lose? Streaming. That was nice. I didn't know I could resume. All right, so we're back online. The internet, it drops off, and things go. Oh, they update this. Ecamm Live is a software that's loaded in this iPad Air, but there's no fans, So they have a heat sink arrangement that keeps the process. It's an M2 processor, and it's got 24 gigabytes of live core memory and 2 terabytes of storage. It's real super thin. You see this ceramic cup? That's how thick the computer is. Is that thick, which is that thin. And the screen, I mean, if you can see that on the camera, I can't see it now. That's how thin the screen is. I mean, it's just magical. So, I can pull this right off here and walk away with it. I have 3 plugs over on this side, which just pop off. They have a magnetic thing that keeps the battery charged. There you go. It's green, meaning it's fully charged. A little green dot right there. You can barely see it. It's tucked underneath this microphone. Yeah, there you go. There we go. So now you can see me, and the pictures go over there. I mean, it's amazing. The software is really super. I tried to. They don't make it that works with an iPad. It works with a Mac. I think it only works with a Mac. I don't think the software is designed to work on any Windows type computers. But for a local yokel that's talking to a couple thousand people, not exactly a TV star, and just chit-chatting about things. Anyway, this picture, I bombed out when I was showing this picture. I have in our living room, we have a 85-inch magical TV. Beautiful bright screen. Samsung. They make unbelievable panels. 7 foot diagonal. It weighs about 200 pounds. I had 2 installers from the Greek squad come out here and hanging on the wall. There's a bracket so you can adjust the angle. So instead of having it straight up against the wall, I can pull it down a little bit. So it angles right towards, eliminates some ceiling reflections and all that. Makes for a better viewing. Anyway, so to the left of that screen is this little picture I kind of zoomed in on. We got a Dieffenbachia there. We got some cane growing out of a glass cylinder. That'll grow all the way to the ceiling. And it gets up halfway, I'll probably snip it, and then the sprouts come up. Anyway, the ceramic things. I took this picture at 6:50 in the evening. So it's dark out. Oh, there you go. More fire and bombs. The U.S. plans to deliver precision bombs to Israel, so they can fire, it's a radar system And if you want the bomb to fly in a certain window, it'll fly right and then obliterate, the building or the portion of the building where Mohammed somebody was, sitting on a floor enjoying the evening. And all of a sudden, kaboom! Abdul is in heaven, as they say. So the Fox producers are watching the White House breathing as Brett Baird does a good job of explaining this. He's become very well read. He understands what's going on, and he's Johnny on the spot. He's one of the best people I've heard because I pay attention to these things. I can't go there, but I need smart guys to explain what's going on. And the more people, there's nothing worse than an ignorant voter population. You want to know what's happening in the country and in the world so that you can make intelligent choices for your government leaders, or at least as intelligent as you can try to be. And this is essentially the Pentagon spokesperson, and he's a song and dance guy. He translates everything in light of the administration, kind of like defending the administration's whatever they're doing with the Pentagon, and he's the spokesperson that tells everybody what the Pentagon is doing and why they're doing it. But he's so political. He wouldn't like me to say that. And he would fight back on how he's not. He is. And you can tell. You listen to him. He translates everything that's going on at the Pentagon, except the White House. They got a bunch of geniuses in the White House. Well, let me tell you, they don't have. I don't know who's running. I don't know who's managing the president, or who's telling you. The president keeps on saying, "Oh, I'm not allowed to say that." Well, you're the commander in chief, and you got some, lady that's been hired in by somebody that's behind the scenes, telling him what to do. And there's a whole panel of other people telling our president what to do and what not to do. That's like, so the president isn't really running the show, so to speak. It's all these people that aren't elected that are managing him. Who decided that? It wasn't him. So here's our leader sitting with Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. And they're talking about, could he, ease up for, how about a 3-day pause? Well, everybody can kind of get their breaths and store materials and all that and get it in there without them having to duck bullets. But everybody stopped shooting for 3 days. And Netanyahu says, buddy. No one told you to stop doing what you were doing in Iraq when Saddam Hussein, and bad guys that were housed in the mountains of Iraq, when they engineered the whole World Trade Center bombing, and they used a commercial aircraft. I mean, you guys are cunning. They try to drive vans underneath buildings. That didn't work. They drove a van that had all kinds of traumatic explosive materials, and they went down just underneath where you'd start to go into the underground parking, and they put it in just a position so when it explodes, it would, cripple this whole corner of the building, and then it would topple over. I think that was the theory. being a physical chemist. But it just went boom and blew out a bunch of dust out of the opening underneath, in the garage. And so then they figured out, let's learn how to be a pilot. We'll pretend to be pilots. We'll go to where pilots turn in their dry cleaning, and we'll pretend we're, captain, whatever, picking up the laundry, or pretend we're the housekeeper picking up the laundry, and they'll pick up, the suits that they wear on, for captains of airplanes with the stripes and shit. So they did that, 8 times. So they got 8 captains that are phony. They're all been training, on on flight control on Microsoft, with buttons and, It has all the switches. I mean, if you see this software program that Microsoft designed, you can pick the plane and all the switches and buttons, and it'll tell you what each switch does. So, if you study that for, a couple of months, you can go in the plane and you can start it up and maneuver it, turn it. The newer planes now have joysticks. So that makes it even simpler. They produce a joystick. Some Chinese company makes the joystick and you plug it into the game controller thing. I've turned on the software and it is really, I know a couple of airplanes and, I've been in the cockpit and I've flown a couple when I was younger. And it's fun, flying an airplane. You pull up and you go up. You push down, you go down. The trick is, takeoff is, the most dangerous thing actually, but it's the easiest to perform because you get yourself lined up at the end of the runway, and then you throttle up, which means you push, the controllers that's in the center console, and so you got a twin engine, both levers, generally connected because you want the engines to rotate at the same speed. And they go up to like 20,000 RPM. These huge fans, that are 6 feet in diameter. And you have that thing spinning at 25,000 RPM. And it throws a lot of air out the back. And it's, managed with they inject jet fuel number 2 in there, right in the middle of where the compressor is. So it essentially self-ignites and the engine, rotates and gets up to speed. It takes about 10 minutes or so for that sucker to warm up and get up to speed. So when you move your controllers, you can power up because you got a plane that's full of fuel, which has weight, and then you got passengers supposedly, and you got the aircraft itself. So you got 100,000 pounds. So those engines have to get that momentum going, and the plane has to run up to 120 or 30 miles an hour on the runway, and of course you're pulling back on the the ailerons and so forth. And it's the feel of getting up to that 120. You got to get that wind speed, and you got the power all the way going. And then it comes up. You go into rotation, which means you take the nose off, and it's just running off the back wheels, and then it lifts up like that, and you get up to a couple hundred miles an hour, and you keep climbing. You're essentially 90% throttle, and get that sucker up right away so the noise from the jet, There's two engines spinning, and all the thrust and power and the explosive sounds of the fuel burning over. So you get up to noise abatement. So they have rules on how fast you should climb, and you climb at, a 6-degree angle. And yep, get up to air traffic controllers tell you to, turn left, turn right, bring it up to 4,000 feet, circle around, and then you're on your way to New York or Atlanta, wherever I'm assuming you're taking off from sunny Boca Raton. Anyway, that's a little side story. Because of what the bad guys did to the World Trade Center and how they learned how to fly. They tried to get into flight school, and some of them did, and all of them didn't. So they all got laptops and downloaded this software package, Flight Command or something. I don't know if I have it on. Let's see if I have it on. Just search FLIGHT test flight. Let's see, flighty. See, I have software to find commercial flights. Flight tracker. Flight Radar 24. This app no longer works. Now there's a message. Why not? Because it no longer works. Please download our free app and continue with the Flight 24 experience. All right, let's try that. I need to download right here. It's amazing how nice. Let's do it on this one too. FLIGHT Flight Radar 24. Oh, this app no longer works. So you can see what I'm doing here. Tap on that. That's like, the iPads are so marvelous because you don't have to use any mousies. Download. Yep, there's a little arrow. And it pulls it from Cupertino. No, I don't know where this. Yeah, because it's up through the App Store. Open. There you go. Flight Radar 24. It's really, we agree with their terms of service. I have a password, or I have. There we go. 416 dot. There we go. There's my email address. And I create a password. Oh, jeez. No, I want to choose my own password. Yes, I want email updates. So I went along with the 4-hour a month. Oh, God. Okay. Ka-ching. Purchase in progress. They're unlocking all the incredible features. Aeronautical charts, aviation weather layers, more detailed flight information, the ATC boundaries. Okay, we should be ready to fly on here. Continue. I should be able to log in now because I already set up the 416. That's my email address. 1100.com. Logging in with email. Don't tell me. I forgot my password already. I just said. Come on, baby. Alright, let's log in with Google. We'll use that address. Logging in with Google. There we go. Thank you, Google. It remembers all my stuff. So you can find. So it's. Oh, what's the matter with this guy here? I'm like stuck. No, I just don't have to terminate that. That one doesn't work. Let's try this one. That's right. The dark one. There it is. So now you can see it. There we go. So we come down here into the local Florida market. Very amazing. You see all the flights coming and going. I can tap on a flight. Oh, there's a helicopter right there. He's in Pompano Beach. Let's touch on that. It looks like a little mosquito. Pompano Beach. Where it's going is not actually available. It's an R22. I'm on the right. Robinson R22 Beta, serial number 4447. It's 13 years old. It's flying at 269 feet. It's actually landing. Looks like 208. Well, GPS altitude is 300 feet. The barometric altitude is, all right, so the GPS altitude just dropped to 275 feet. It's flying at 20 degrees direction. There we go. Let's come out here. Let's get this guy. So, there's a Cessna 560 XL Citation twin-engine jet. It's a U.S. registration, as you can see there. Vertical speed is 832 feet per minute. So he's coming in. He's probably going to land in Fort Lauderdale. He's 15,000 feet and dropping at the rate of 900 feet per minute. He's flying 190 degrees, so he's pretty much flying due south. 180 degrees would be south, 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 south. See, now he's with my yapping. He's at 13,009, dropping at the rate, vertical speed of 896. Let's switch this. We want this picture-in-a-picture thing. Yes, I'll do that. Come on, baby. Swap cameras. That's what I want. Let's swap cameras. I think I can do it here. There we go. There we go. So we got a big view of what's going on here. There's the jet right there. So he's like up the edge of me is kind of like in the way. You can see his vertical speed. He's coming down at 900 feet per minute. So he's backed off on his two engines, coming in at probably 180 miles an hour. We see he's flying at airspeed is 286 knots. There we go. Looks like he's going to Miami, or he's on the Miami controller. The temperature up there is 45 degrees. He's going at Mach 0.54. He's on track, 190 degrees. His altitude is 12,900, 12,800. He's coming in nice and slow. Sunny Isles. Yeah, it looks like he's going to fly into coming into Miami International, or is he going to Apalaka? We'll find out if he makes a turn to 280 degrees. So that's kind of interesting, huh? I mean, you can touch on any one of these aircraft. This guy's that jet right there. It's highlighted in red up here. You can back off on the zoom, see where he's going. He's going to Nassau. See the dotted line to Nassau? Yeah, this is his actual direction, but he's eventually gonna, his flight plan is to go that way. He's now at 6,200 feet. His vertical speed now is climbing at 4,000 feet per minute. So he's, that's pretty fast. So he's engines spinning at 90%. That's an Airbus 320 going right to the Nassau. Little holiday A320, 14-year-old jet. He's increasing now. His vertical speed is, he pulled back a little bit, 3,000 feet per minute. It's at 9,000 feet and climbing. 283 knots. That's like 300 miles an hour. Yeah. You deal with knots when you're in planes or boats. How many knots? You can go online and convert knots to feet or, kilometers, to miles per hour. whatever. Anyway, the air temperature where he's at is 55 degrees. And if he continues to climb, he's at 11,000 feet, or 11,025. He's going 1,000 feet per minute vertical, and he's going 200. His ground speed is 330 knots. His airspeed is 273, so he's flying, he's got a little wind at his back, giving him a little extra ground speed because of the direction of the air. If the wind was in his face, his airspeed would be faster than the ground speed. I think I had that right. Look at that, there's another jet right behind him. Whoops. But he's gonna, where's he going? He's gone to Montego Bay, Jamaica. Now, his planes are going everywhere. I mean, look at all these planes in here. So when 9/11 was happened, Vice President got on TV and says, well, he calls all the controllers, like an all call. This is, and there's ground all your airplanes. There will be no airplanes flying in the international airspace of the United States. They all go down. We're dispatching jets, or we're going to shoot them down. Yeah. Look at that. We got Lyle just sent me a picture of the bald eagle. That's cool. Let's go there. He's got a bald eagle up in a tree. If I get him, is there a Lyle message here? There it is. Where's it going? Wow, this client friend of mine is trying to refinance his house right on the Intercoastal. Beautiful house. 6 bathroom, 6 bedroom, 5 bathroom. Beautiful house. It's worth $4 million. He wants $1.2 million loan on it. That shouldn't be a big problem. But no wind insurance because the policies have gone lipstick. What went through Fort Myers and what went through the Panhandle. Within 12 months, well, they had tremendous claims payments. Insurance companies make money by collecting premiums. They don't do well if there's a lot of claim experience. That's money out. They want more money coming in than going out. And when you've got $1 billion that goes out of the treasury of an insurance company, they say, oh my God, that's a lot of premiums. I mean, that's what distributing the risk is all about. Everybody pays $10,000 so that they'll cover you for the replacement value of the house, which is $2 million or $2.5 million. $400 a square foot, something, $425 a square foot for houses that are on the Intercoastal. But the storm that went through Fort Myers not only destroyed the houses, but it eroded and ate into the land itself. So some lots that were there, they're gone. They're underwater 8 feet. But you can't build a house when it's underwater 8 feet. So you lost your lot and you lost your house, so you just get a check and you have to go build a house somewhere else. And it take you, a month or two to get the check. Let's turn the screen up a little bit. Anyway, I can't seem to find this, this picture didn't come through on this. Let's see if I get the bald eagle on this. No, I don't see the bald eagle on this one either. I got it on the phone. Bald eagle on this is a pine tree right outside his Titusville house. He built this beautiful house, all cash, $2.3 million, on the Indian River, directly across from pad 39A, which is a place where SpaceX and NASA, they share. They license SpaceX to blast off their rockets on pad 39A or pad 39 or pad 38. They have like a triangle of pads at the Space Center. I forget what the other numbers are, but we know 39A because NASA's had some spectacular blasts off from 39A. Let's do this. There we go. Huh. I just he put it up. Yeah. Sorry. So we can get it on here. I have to go there. There it is. So now you can see. Now we can zoom in on this. It's not the best picture in the world. Let's see what we got as far as information. The bald eagle found in North America. Well, there it is. Imagine you can turn on the bird. Figure out where he's from. I just did that there. And if I touch on that, I guess I have to download it. So hit that button, that downloads it. All right, let's bring it up in my Photos app. A little training here. Okay, so there is the bald eagle. It tells me it came from Lyle J. And we're going to touch that button there. And it doesn't have GPS information. It's a JPEG. Okay. All right. Image 1,499. I think my camera is, like 37,000 something. I take a lot of pictures. I'm a picture guy. Okay, add a location. It doesn't have any GPS. I could add it. I'm not going to bother. Because where? Anyway, so there is the outline of a bald eagle. His mouth is closed. You can see his eye. And it's a zoomed in picture, so it's probably not a lot of. Let's see. Let's get the XF information. It's a 1 megapixel. No lens information for some reason. Probably has it turned off. So it's not recording what camera took the picture. No lens information like, telephoto, wide angle, or anything like that. So that's 1 megapixel. And we're reverse pinching that to show you that there is an eagle there. And according to Wikipedia, it's a bald eagle. They like these kind of structures to build their nests. It looks like some kind of a hammock situation right here. I got it in the middle of the screen. He could be underneath this. Or there could be a nest right there. It's hard to tell from this picture. But anyway, they build their nests. And that's the kind of tree they like to be in, so they can, not big leaves. They want to be able to see what's going on because, and when they catch a fish, they dive into the water. They got these talons, these needle sharp, big, strong, and muscle. The muscles of those legs are unbelievable. And they can dive in, grab a fish, and come right out of the water. And they fly like 200 or 300 feet above the water, so the fish can't see them. And then they'll go straight down. And of course, the fish, by the time he figures out what's going on, he's out of the water flying with the eagle. And he's going to be, pulled apart and eaten. Yeah. You got that beak and just poke them a few times. Those talons, he'll grab where they're flying, flip. The fish is flopping, and then it might stop flopping because he knows when he moves, the bird squeezes tighter, and of course that's presumably painful for the fish. Okay. Thank you, Laura, for sharing. That's my recents folder. Okay. Another little notable thing. I saw this. I think I was on YouTube, and this advertisement, a sucker born every minute, happened to be one of them. Oh boy. This wallet, which is made out of, I don't know what. I think it's some kind of leather that's been put through. I can't tell if you can see this now. I don't know why. There we go. Let's see if we switch this back. There we go. This wallet. Credit cards. You just pull this tab and it brings out your credit cards. So you put the most used ones. Here's my Medicare. Here's my United Healthcare thing. Discover card. Cashback American Express. Gotta make sure that's working. My Tesla key. So that's how you get your credit cards. Yeah, you just put them in there. This is metal, so someone can't walk by and record your credit card information. With a scanner. Oh my God. There's so many ways that these people can walk around in a city environment and they take your credit card information right from your wallet. You don't have to take it out or anything. It scans the magnetic strip. So you have a few bucks in there. Let's see what I got. I don't think it's too much. A bunch of 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 2 5s. Exactly $100. That's what's in there. So we just for all that. Thirds, shove that in there. And I have a couple of plastic bands we'll just throw around it to hold it together. But the neat thing about this is, inside is one of these Apple discs that tracks. That stays in there. So if this happens to fall out of your pocket or whatever, you misplace it in the house or in a restaurant or whatever, someone pickpockets here right away. You can go on your iPad or iPhone or whatever, and we go to right here, find things. Whoop, can I do it? There it is. Items. You click on items. Wallet. Oops. Tap on wallet. There it is. That's the wallet. It's a little bill. It looks like the back end of a credit card. So where's my wallet? It's right with my keys. It's home, it says. Okay, wallet's home. But you can do that on your phone and walk around. It'll point to it. I mean, it'll tell you, you got to turn around, the wallet's the other way. It's very precise. So that's my latest. These tags cost, these locator things, they're battery operated and they're good for like 3 or 4 years. They put out a very low power signal, but it'll, because of the spectrum of the Wi-Fi, is that it'll pick up other phone Wi-Fi. It'll network itself around, no matter where you lose your wallet or misplace it or whatever. Or you left it at Aunt Louise's house when you visited. You were showing off, the device or something or other. But I have hidden in my car one of these little doodads. So you can see Tesla. There it is. Marilyn's on the road. She's rolling. This is 14 minutes ago she was rolling. Now I can see Marilyn from the Tesla app itself. Let's see what it says. You can see it on here a little bit. She's on Military Trail. That's what it says there. Let's change the view. There you go. You can see a bigger one over here. A 1900 Military Trail. She's parked in this strip center. You can tell where she's parked. Nose in to whatever this property is. It's 11:30, so it's Wednesday. There may be a luncheon somewhere. I got refunds from just got a message that Marilyn wanted me to return a skirt and a vest that she bought for some occasion. She didn't like it. So, Jimmy, please return. So I created the label on that. Well, apparently UPS picked it up. And as soon as, Amazon realize that UPS is now in the hands of their return, even though it might be going to Illinois. They process the return. They're pretty good about that if you don't abuse the system. Yeah, like buying and selling. We spend a lot more money than we return. I can tell you that. All this equipment, I think I got right through Amazon. This laptop I bought directly from Apple. And they manufactured it to the specifications I outlined. You know, they have choices. You want 8 gigabytes of memory, 16, or 24. You know, it might have been 16, 24, 30. 24 was the maximum amount of random access memory. Super fast memory processor. M2 processor, not M3. M3s are coming out like at the end of the year or next year. I mean, M3s, but you know, this is good. I keep rubbing my hand up here because this is where the heat sinks are for the processor. The processor is probably right here in the middle because it's a little bit warmer right here than it is over here. I could get a thermometer, you know, one of those trigger thermometers. You read the temperature of this. It's probably 100 degrees. It's 70 in the room. That's 100 maybe. And as you come down here, you know, the heat dissipates through this whole aluminum shell. This might be 85 degrees, but it's probably 100 degrees up here. Now the MacBook Pro, the processor's in the same general location, and they have these, you know, very quiet fans that blow on the processor to keep it under 150 degrees. And this gets, if those fans aren't running, this will get to 180 degrees. You burn yourself. So I bought this app which you can actually control the rotation of those fans. So I used to have them running at like 3,500 RPM. These two little fans in there. And there's a whistle quiet, you can't hear it. But it blows gentle, you know, air blowing past the heatsink of the processor. Because it's doing a lot of stuff. So I tried out the MacBook Air. I read all about it, how, you know, good it is. But this Ecamm Live, when you're broadcasting up to 52 minutes, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. With, you know, what's coming in. I have a thing here that's got 2 cameras, a backup drive. You know, there's a lot of stuff going through this. I have a little, you can't see it. Anyway, I got it tucked in behind here. It's a multi-port. I got one in my bag. And it's like this. So you plug this in to a computer, and then you got all these ports that you can plug in, you know, a couple of cameras. Here's a C. You know, here's where you put the power cord in there. This will take your HDMI. This first one. If you had a big screen, instead of using this screen, you have like a big screen here. I have a 32-inch screen, but I can't. It's really big. This way I can kind of like see Marilyn. I put that there. She's out of the picture. Anyway, but you got a couple of USB drives, inputs. You got 3 of those. You got SC, HDMI. And is there anything on the end? Oh yeah, it looks like there's a slot to put in one of those cards that's in the cameras. Anyway, that works on a computer that I don't have anymore. I sold it to a place in Tampa that takes back, premium pro computers and stuff. So I had a MacBook Pro that was like 2 years old. He gave me $800 for that. I took it, and I sold him some MacBook Airs that had 13-inch screen. I had two of them. I had one here, and I had a backup there. And I decided I'm going to sell those, so I got like $1,200 for those. So I raised like $3,200. This was $1,400. So that's half of 3,000, right? So half the money went back to buy this one with 24 gigabytes of memory. Those only had 16. And it's 15-inch screens instead of a 13-inch screen. So I had a little bigger screen and got the M2 chips. And they gave, so I raised $3,200. I used half that money to buy this one. And then I put the other $1,500 in the till to pay for our son's, struggling to pay his rent. He raised the rent. He shares it with his brother. His brother's working as a salesman and sales manager at JM Lexus on Sample Road. He does very well. He sells a car at least every other day. Beginning of this week, he sold a car every day for the first 5 days of the month. He's like one of the lead sales guys. He just started selling. He just became a sales manager, like 2 or 3 months ago. And he's in the top, let's say 5 out of 35 salesmen. He's in the top notch. The kid is, he's got a great attitude and he puts in a lot of effort. Remember that little text message that Marilyn sent me an image, which I, of course, used. It's not that one. Where is it? Right here. There you go. 2 things you can control in life are your attitude and your efforts. Well, number 4 son, Daniel, is a sales manager now. He's been with the company for like 3 years, JM Lexus company. So 2 years ago, he was setting up appointments for the salespeople downstairs, over the other part of the building, the showroom floor, if you will. So he did that for 2 years and said, all right, his boss said, of this group of 10 people that schedule appointments, says, last year, why don't you do the sales manager? Get in the training class for that. Because you'd be good. Because you're tops, you're in the top 2 or 3 of scheduling these appointments. Because you schedule an appointment and the guy comes in and he buys a car, you get a little gratuity. It might be $20, but they get the appointments for all kinds of salespeople downstairs, and the sales are shown. So we stayed in there an extra year. I should have done this last year. Hindsight is always 20/20. Foresight is a little tougher to predict. What might happen in the future, but you know what you did anyway. So he's doing it now instead of doing it last year. So he's in it now for like 3 or 4 months, and he's like doubled his income. He's in the hundreds instead of the 60s. It's still good money, but now he's bringing in serious money. 10 or 12,000 a month instead of half that. and this is through the bad months. So his managers, they're bragging about him to other people in JM. So, this kid just got here. He's showing up all these people that have been on the floor for 6 years. The kid just, he's a believable, very attractive, 6'4". They come over to visit. I feel like a Lilliputian. You have to look up to see these kids. I said, holy crap. Have you stopped growing? He says, Dad, I think I have. He's like 32, I think. Yeah, 32. Just had a birthday in July 23. Anyway, he's schlepping cars today, probably. We can find him with a trusty dusty. So instead of items, we can track devices. So I can find his iPhone, or I can track people. And I have, see, there's Daniel. He's in Margate, 9 miles away. He's in the showroom, right there, Sample Road and 54th. He's walking around so you can see him moving. Yeah, nuts. The technology we have. Now he has to give me permission to track his phone. That's so his phone either has legs or he's walking around there. I'm sure he's walking around. Oops, so there we go. He's there. Marilyn is there. Brennan's here, and I'm the blue dot. Yeah, that's me. He's tracking this phone. Right here. So let's see, I can track devices. So that's all our iPads and iPhones and Apple Watch. See, let's see if we can, this thing can find my watch, which I have on my wrist. It works. It's not, I can erase the device. So if anybody finds the watch, it'll be like dead. I can remove the device from my potential searching. I may have something so that it's not, doesn't look like it's my, but you can see all these devices. My Mini 4, these are probably not even turned on. So what is this? Generation 5 12-inch. That's probably one of these. This watch is off. MacBook Air Control Center. See, my MacBook Air, that's right there. I'm looking at it. I call it Control Center because it's controlling all the stuff that's going on. It's amazing. I'm extremely pleased with the technology that I can. So anyway, devices, people, items. I told you my wallet. See, there's the wallet. Yep, there it is. It's in that circle. It's right here. Hello. All right, we shut that down. We don't need flight. We don't need all that stuff. Instacart. I don't think I need anything from Instacart. Settings, turn that off. This is pictures. Tesla, I don't need to know what's going on there. Mailbox. So I usually have this turned on pictures. All right, I've been gabbing around here for 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 34 seconds. So I'm going to finish this puppy, and you all have a great day. So hopefully I had the right mix of the sound from Epidemius, which I'm just going to turn that up just a little bit. That's so you can see. I'm going right over here to the very left side. If you remember that picture I had of my studio thing here, let's put this up. There it is. So my sound board is right there. There's the wallet. I have sort of leave my wallet. Don't have it in my pocket. I don't need it in my pocket because I'm not going anywhere right now. So there's levers that go up and down. So I'm going to turn off. See that mic right there? Turn that off. And it overmodulates when it's very sensitive. So I have the Epidemius turned up, so it's, see now I can, I'm turning up Epidemius because we're going to be out of here. And then I'm going to turn this mic down so you can't hear it. See you tomorrow. You can go to YouTube and play this if you missed some of it.